Hey everybody, it's the Alien Boy back again with another review video, and today we're going to be reviewing the Diecast Push Along Percy. Wait, what? Okay, so originally I was going to do all the characters in number order, but then I realized I didn't really get the Push Along James. So yeah, we're just going to have to skip over him and just go with Percy. And yeah, these are all just going to be random order now. But anyways, here's Percy. And I'm really excited to get into Percy because Percy's like my favorite character in the entire series. And yeah, I definitely got a couple things to say about Percy. Starting with the packaging. His packaging is really good. It's like Thomas's, the same size and everything, just with Percy's render on him. I think this is like the same render that Nitrogen Studios made. The same CGI render, except just tweaked a little bit and with Percy's new face added onto it. And yeah, there's Percy right in the packaging, Thomas logo, his name, and all the same stuff. The back, not much to say about the back. You just have all the characters on the back, at least for the Small Engines Wave 1. And a bunch of other information here that isn't really that important. That's pretty much it for the box though. I'm just going to get Percy out of here and get into the review. Alright, Percy's out of the box now. And here he is. Little green caterpillar with red stripes himself, Percy. Yeah, I really like Percy. There's a bunch of things I can say about him. And we're going to get into that right now. So for starters, I want to start off with some of the good stuff. For one, his proportions are awesome. He looks really good. He looks just like Percy in the show. I really liked his saddle tank. I like how his saddle tank is more slightly sharper, which kind of resembles his look in the Railway series, at least in some of the Railway series books, which is really cool. I like that he has all of his details here, like he has the toolboxes with the individual hinges on them. I like how he has the molded handrails that are painted. His riveting detail, I like. One thing I really gotta say is with these toys, I like that they decide to like remove some of the riveting details and be more subtle with it. Because if you guys remember in the Big World Big Adventures era with Thomas Friends, when they added all those rivets to them, those rivets were just an eyesore. They did not look good. Percy was done the most dirty with it. He especially didn't look good. So I'm glad they fixed that with him. And I like the back. The back is pretty detailed too. He even has a headlamp at the back, which is really nice. And the face is actually really good. I think this is Percy probably has like one of the best looking faces out of all the characters, because his mostly resembles the way it looks already. Though one thing I have been seeing is a lot of people have been comparing Percy to that one meme, the Don't Even Trip Dog meme, and I gotta say, yeah, I kind of see it. He does kind of look like the meme a little bit with that, especially with that smug expression on him. Yeah, he definitely looks like the meme, alright. Something I really like his lamp here, and I love how he has the tiny little iron bar things. Lamp irons, that's what they're called. Like, it's barely noticeable because they're so tiny. But I like that he has them. I love that extra attention to detail. I don't think any of the other characters have them. Like, Thomas doesn't have them, Henry doesn't have them. Well, Gordon doesn't have them either. I guess it would be a little bit hard to put them on Gordon. If you guys saw my review video, you'll see why. Let's look at the bottom. We got Percy. His name right there, the ticket. Now I'm going about the so let's talk about the things I don't like. So, one of the things I don't like about this Percy, and this won't really take long because there isn't too much I don't like about him, but there is still some stuff like Percy's a little bit too long for my liking. Especially the wheels. I think the wheels are a little bit too far apart. Because you guys know Percy's supposed to be like a small green tank engine. So he's supposed to be short. At least shorter than Thomas. But here I think he might be about the same length. Oh, let me bring Thomas out. for comparison. Yeah, they're exactly the same lengths. Yeah. Yeah, Percy's supposed to be shorter than Thomas, but that's not the case here. I really wish they made Percy a little bit shorter. Something else I wish they did was paint his dome. His dome is supposed to be golden, but it's green here. I don't know why they couldn't just paint the dome. I'm pretty sure it wouldn't have been that much of a struggle or that much trouble to just paint it. The piston cylinder is unpainted too. It's supposed to be green, but it's not. It's red, just like the rest of his running board. His buffers are unpainted. His whistle is unpainted. Even though the back lamp isn't painted, I really wish it was, but it's not. And something else I do want to point out, and this goes for like a lot of Tangans, but I really don't like this random black thing here for the back of the cab. Like, I know it's connecting the coal and the roof and the inside of the cab. I think that's all one piece, which is why it comes out like that, but I don't know, it just kind of looks a bit strange. And, well, that's pretty much it for negatives. There isn't really too many negative things to say about this Percy. It's overall a pretty good look of Percy, a pretty good model of Percy. He rolls pretty well. His magnet, really good. I like his scaling with Thomas. I like how he's a bit fatter than Thomas, or a bit chubbier than Thomas, because that's what Percy's supposed to be like in the show. Percy's always been a little bit wider than Thomas, and he always gave off that chubby look to him, if you know what I'm saying. I like that they did that here with Percy. And I like that he's shorter than Thomas too, because again, Percy's also supposed to be shorter than Thomas. Not in both in terms of length, but also in terms of height, and I like that they did that here. So yeah, that's it for me going over Percy himself. Now I'm going to compare him to some of my other Percys. Alright, so now we're going to compare Percy to my other diecast Percy, starting with the Take-Lump Percy, at least the snow-covered variant of him, because I took my original one apart. And yeah, this Percy definitely has some of the things that I said that this Percy should have, like the shorter lens, painted cylinder, painted dome, whistle, and all that, and buffers too. They look pretty similar. Like, I mean, this Percy is obviously bigger than this Percy, and longer than him. The magnets are pretty cool. They connect just fine, for the most part. This Percy's magnets are a little bit faulty though, because I've had this one for ages. He's pretty old. Well, they seem to have no problem connecting it opposite sides though. Oh, something else I want to mention is the 6. The number 6 font. I like the one on this one better because it's more accurate to how it is in the TV series. Because this number 6 is more simplified, which goes for the rest of a majority of the take-along engines. Like, all their numbers, at least for the main cast, they're all like simplified numbers, and they don't exactly look like how they do in the show. So yeah, I definitely like the one on this one better. They both roll pretty well. Okay, this one doesn't roll that well. But then again, like I said, I had this one for ages, so yeah, he's definitely aged. Though he's still in pretty good condition for what he is, probably because I never used him most of the time. So yeah, that's my take-along Percy. Now compared to my take-and-play Percy. Once again, I really like this Percy. Like I said in my last video with my Gordon, take-and-play Percy is my favorite because the take-and-play range is my favorite diecast range, and also my favorite range for all the Thomas Merch in general. This is peak Percy right here. And this is also kind of peak. Now, again, I added all these extra details myself, so we're gonna just ignore all those and pretend this is just the regular default Percy, so we can have a better comparison. Though even with all these, without these extra details, he would still have his painted dome and whistle and buffers, along with green piston cylinder, which this one doesn't. But this one has a lamp, which this Percy doesn't. And from what I remember, characters were only given lamps when they were the talking variant. Like, I had a talking take along Percy, but I lost that one a long time ago, so I can't really bring that one out. I like that they're going back to adding lamps, and now that has me thinking: are they gonna go back to having talking variants like they used to with the take along and take and play ranges? Because we haven't seen any talking engines in a while, at least any diecast ones. Like the motorized ones they still have talking variants, but we don't exactly see those with the diecast engines anymore. Which makes me wonder, will they go back to doing that or not? I don't know. Maybe you guys could theorize in the comments down below. They both got the same sixes of this. His number 6 is a little bit too big, in my opinion. While it's the same font, it's a little bit too big in size. And I gotta say, this Percy is a little bit more detailed than this one, because he has the toolbox hinges and this here, which is way more detailed than his is. I would count the hand railing details, but when this Percy came out, none of the characters really had any of those extra details, so I won't exactly count that for this Percy. So that's pretty much it for Take and Play Percy. Now I'm going to compare him to my All Engines Go Percy. Again, I added extra details to this one, but we won't count those. Yeah, right off the bat, this Percy is better than this one, because this version of Percy is too babyified. And which I know isn't saying much, considering all of the characters in the All Engines Go series are babyified, or at least are in a more chibi art style, and are way more simplified. Because this Percy, yeah, the difference in detailing is night and day with these two. Because this one is lacking so much detail. Like, this entire section is just one piece. He has no way of getting into his cab, and his number 6 is dead center into his cab, with no way at all to access it. And also his face. His face looks a little bit strange, I must admit. Also, this Percy's is a little taller than this Percy. And also, the All Engines Go Percy's too thin. I think he's thinner than Thomas, actually, but which is wrong, because he's supposed to be wider than Thomas, but he's not. And so again, you can't connect them together because they're incompatible. You know, magnets, couplers. I really don't understand why they went back to the magnet system. They could have just, kept the hooks and still seemed to work just fine, but whatever, I digress. And yeah, there isn't really much to say about the All Engines Go Percy other than it's just what it is. Not a huge fan of the All Engines Go stuff, but the toys themselves aren't too bad, I suppose. But anyways, now for my last Percy I'm going to be comparing him with. We'll compare him with my 80th anniversary Percy, and these two are pretty similar, more so than the Take Along one. Like, in terms of length, they're actually around the same size. Well, there's one thing I were to say about this Percy. I like that this Percy actually has the buffers going outwards. This one who has the buffers are just flat, and they're like molded inside the running board, rather than going out of the running board. Also, this one has side rods, which this one doesn't. I'm honestly, and this is probably an unpopular opinion, but I'm kind of glad they ditched the side rods. Like, they were cool for the 80s engines, but also, especially in Percy's case, it came with the cost of his piston cylinder. Like, they put the Celeron on, but they had to get rid of the piston cylinder in order to make room for this. Not to mention the side rods aren't even like the side rods aren't even on correctly. Like, they're not even centered with the wheels. They're like way on the edge, so they don't even look like they are connected to the wheels. Also, the font with the 6 is really weird. I don't know why they did this. I don't know why they couldn't just stick with the regular font of the 6 for Percy. Instead, they went for this weird looking 6 that looks like it was hand drawn. Yeah, the faces are right. I gotta say, I like this face better than this face. I think this face on Percy looks a little bit too strange. Like, I think the eyes are a little bit too big. I kind of wish they stuck with the original design of the 80th anniversary Percy's face. But they changed it. And also, I'm not exactly a fan of the way his cab slopes upward. I think it's a better look here. I'm not exactly a fan of that. Also, he's missing a lot of back detailing, which this Percy does better. But at least he has the painted, or not painted, but at least he has the gold dome and whistle. But also he's missing his water tank opener there. Yeah, so there's definitely a couple things about this Percy that this one does better. And that's definitely in the detailing department, because this Percy doesn't have handrails. And I know, and you guys might be saying, well, maybe it's, reminiscent of his older design, like the classic seasons, but that immediately doesn't make any sense when you consider the fact that he has hand railing on his cab, which he also didn't have in the classic series. So, yeah, can't exactly make that argument. Also, this Percy doesn't have a lamp. This one does. So yeah, if I were to pick these two Percys, I think this one is better, if I'm being completely honest. Like, this Percy, it's fine for what it was supposed to be, but as a mainstay, or as like a permanent piece of merchandise, as a mainline piece of merchandise, yeah, this one is definitely better. But yeah, that's it for the comparisons. Now to my final thoughts. So, in conclusion, the Diecast Percy, definitely one of my favorites among the range, alongside with Henry. I gotta say, the green edges seem to be getting the better treatment here, which I can't say the same for James. I can't wait. I will get a push on James eventually and review that. But as for now, yeah, he won't be in the next video. I have another character that I'm gonna be reviewing. Just you guys wait and see who that's gonna be. So yeah, that's all I gotta say for Percy. I like the detailing. I like the way he looks. Overall, Percy's just great. And I also gotta say, I'm also glad they kept his original green livery. I'm glad they didn't make him like Henry and make him darker. Yeah, oh yeah. The difference of shade of green is pretty clear. But it definitely separates him from Henry, though, I must say. But that's pretty much all I gotta say for Percy. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching. If you want to see more videos from me, make sure to subscribe to the channel, turn on the notifications, and comment down below what other videos you want to see from me. That's it for today's video. See you all next time. Bye.